Okay, now I'm dizzy. Hi, I'm Realize Potential and welcome to my tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you the basics of adding sound to a Blender video, or I should say to a Blender animation. The reason I'm doing this is because a few people had a problem with the audio portion of my Blender lip syncing tutorial, so I thought I would go over that portion of the tutorial by itself. If you already know how to add audio to a Blender animation, then you can skip this. This is only meant to be the very basics. Okay, I'm going to press escape with my mouse over the 3D view to get rid of the splash screen. By default the cube is already selected, so I'm going to press X to delete the cube, press Shift A to bring up the menu to add a monkey, select monkey from the menu, press 1 on the numpad to go into front view, Control Alt 0 to snap our camera to our current view. I am going to press N on the numpad to bring up this sidebar, scroll up using the mouse wheel so that the rotation, location, and scale area is, well, I should say the transform area is visible. Since we're on frame 1 with the mouse over the 3D view, I'm going to press I to set a keyframe for the rotation. See, this turns yellow. That indicates a keyframe has been set for the rotation. Okay, I'm going to go to frame 200 by clicking here and typing 200. It's green. That means there's a keyframe on the rotation, but not on the current frame. Since we're on frame 200, I'm gonna click on the Z area, type in 360, which would be one turn on the Z axis, but I wanted to turn 7 times. What's 7 times 360? In case you can't do that in your head, you can just type 7 times 360 and Blender will calculate it for you. It's actually 2520. I've done this tutorial before, so I know. Okay, now we have it. Now we can either go here and press I in rotation and select rotation, or we can go here and press I over the rotation field. Either way is fine. That set a keyframe on 200. Now if we scroll through, our monkey rotates, or you can just press Alt A to play our animation. You can stop it from playing by pressing escape, or you can click on here, this button. Okay, now that set up the animation, but if we were to render this out now, there would be no sound. To add sound, click on this box and select the video sequence editor, click add and sound. Go to whatever directory your sound file is in. We happen to be already in that directory that I have a WAV file called Dizzy. You can use WAV. You can also use MP3 if you have your file in a MP3 format, and there's other formats that Blender supports as well. Double click on it. Blender opens it up. I'm going to press N on the numpad and start frame. I'm going to type 1. Okay, now I'm dizzy. I don't know if you can hear that playing. Let's go back to 3D view. Go to frame 1, press Alt A. Now we have sound, but if we were to render this out now, there would be no sound. You wouldn't hear anything. The reason why, well, first we need to make some changes to the set output settings. Let's change the location that is saved in. I'm going to save it in Add Sound Tutorial directory. Let's add another directory. I'm going to call it Output. Press Enter and it's going to ask me if I want to create the directory. I'm going to click on this to indicate that I do. I'll just save it as Output. No, I'll call it Spinning Monkey. Okay, now we set the location, but we have to set the format. If we leave it with the ping format, it won't. If we leave it as any of the image format, there will be no sound. It'll just be a bunch of pictures, and there's no sound saved with a bunch of pictures. Also, you can't use AVI JPEG format because it doesn't have sound supported. I recommend that you use the H.264 format. Click on the encoding area. Now we'll expand that box. All of this you can leave with its defaults except for the audio codec. Either use PCM or what I actually recommend you use to save space is MP3. Now that's it. Once we render this out, we will have sound. I'm going to go ahead and render it. Let's make some changes just so that we can see our monkey. I'm going to go and press 7 to go in the top view. Click on our lamp and move it in front of the monkey so it's not so dark. Also, click on our monkey again, and this is just to make it look better. Click on smooth shading, and we can click on the the monkey wrench button. Click on add modifier and subdivision surface. Again, you don't have to do this. This is just to make it look better. Press 0 to go back in the front view, and the monkey actually looks quite a bit better. Now press Control and F12 to start rendering. And as you can see, it's starting to render out. I'm not going to make you to wait through the whole render, but once we play it, it will have sound. And that's how you add sound to your video.